Car Buying 101 for 2023. Final video in this mini series, Dad. You're going to the dealership to take delivery of your vehicle. You agreed on the out the door price. Even before that, you realized a reasonable and rational amount of money to spend on your new ride. Now you're going to the dealership. This is where truly everything gets consummated, okay? What do I need to bring with me to the dealership? Because I don't want to show up and not be able to drive my car away. What are some of the things I need to bring with me when I show up?
Driver's license, proof of insurance. Many times you can do the proof of insurance while you're there, where you can contact your insurance company to add a vehicle, and they can electronically email you an insurance card.
Yep.
If you're trading in a vehicle, you're going to need your title, your registration. If you had a loan on it, you're going to need your lien release showing that the loan has been satisfied.
Yep.
If you're new to credit, you might need proof of income and how you're planning on putting down your down payment.
And let's also hit on this. If you've gotten a pre-qualification from a different financial institution, one of the things that you're going to want to have before you even go into the dealership is a bank contract that you can take back to your loan officer at your credit union, at your bank, so that they've actually got all of the paperwork ready to go, so that when you go to the delership, it's not this rigmarole of, well, you're using outside financing, they're not ready, we're not ready. No, you can actually get that all lined up before you go to the dealership.
You could get it. You could either get a draft lined up through your credit union or bank, or the bank would require that the dealership fax over a copy of the buyer's order listing every line item.
Deal School 3.0, we go very much into the weeds about outside financing and how valuable it is, so go check that out. Mm-hmm. Okay, now at the dealership, Dad.
Yes.
Let's say I'm buying, doesn't matter, new or used, I should do a test drive.
Oh, absolutely.
100% I should do a test drive.
Yes.
What are some of the things I should be thinking about when I go on that test drive?
Well, you want to do more than just around the block. You want to do what your normal driving would be. If you drive on the highway, occasionally you want to make sure that you take the vehicle out on the highway as well as the local roads around the dealership. You want to accelerate. You want to see what the acceleration's like. You want to test the brakes. Warn the sales associate that you're going to jam on the brakes.
Yeah.
You want to and you want to do a complete visual inspection of the vehicle, making sure that everything is clean and works the way it was intended to work and looks the way it was supposed to look.
Now, if it's a used car, you want to also get a pre-purchase inspection. Now, that is something where there are services that can come to the dealership and do that there. There are also plenty of different places, like even Meineke, they'll do an inspection for you. Or what we actually prefer the most would be, let's say you're buying a used Toyota from a Honda dealership, get the local Toyota dealership to do the pre-purchase inspection. And if the dealership is not amenable to you doing a pre-purchase inspection, red flag. Huge red flag.
Go find another dealership.
What are they afraid of you finding?
Yes.
And a lot of what you can find on those pre-purchase inspections become what you can negotiate. So it's very important that you do that. Pops, we are super excited. CarEdge Insurance. What is it? What do we need to know?
It's all your insurance needs in one place. Easy, simple, fast. Just give us some information. You get your quotes.
CarEdge.com/insurance. New vehicles, do the visual inspection. You've talked about this to me. You've shared so many stories with me of vehicles that come from the port and just have issues galore. They would get hung up at the port because there was damage. Damage happens to new vehicles frequently.
There's a pretty large percentage of new vehicles that have transportation damage that falls below the threshold that it has to be disclosed. And when I say it has to be disclosed, many times it can be port damage, especially on imported vehicles, and the manufacturer doesn't even have to let the dealer know that there had been damage to the vehicle, and they don't disclose it to the dealership. I believe the rule of thumb is has to be less than 3% of MSRP. It's either 3 or 5% of the MSRP. So if the MSRP is $40,000, well, if the repair is only $1,000, that falls below 3%. So it doesn't have to be disclosed to the customer. You would be amazed at the number of vehicles that have some type of transportation damage and when they arrive at the dealership.
Again, the reason to do the visual inspection, even certified pre-owned, pre-purchase inspection, visual inspection. It's just always beneficial when you're spending this much money to have another set of eyes on these things. And we've heard too many horror stories to not be staunch advocates of just spending the $100 and getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now final steps. You're at the dealership, you test drove the thing, you're excited about it, you're ready to go. You're now going to go into round 2 of negotiations, which is the finance office.
Yes.
This is typically a dreaded part of the experience. This is where the dealership is going to try and sell you on their financing, their warranties, their gap protection, their tire and wheel protection, their potentially credit and life insurance, like everything. These products, you should just say no. You can then come back the next day and they will happily sell them to you. So in the moment, this is my rule of thumb, just say no to everything. And then if you do your research and you come back the next day and you say, you know what, I thought about it more, I want to buy the extended warranty from you, they will sell it to you. They will be happy to sell to you. There is any sales tactic of, well, if you don't buy it now, you can't get it, is BS.
The only difference is they might not be able to include it in your loan payment if you wanted it in your loan payment if you wait till the next day. But remember that anything that they're selling you on F&I is marked up tremendously. So if you see or hear of something that has value, find out exactly what the selling price of that would be. Don't worry about how it impacts your payment per se. Find out what the exact selling price would be so that you can then negotiate the actual selling price of that particular item that you might be interested in.
And then do your research, right? It's mind-boggling to me that people just sign away on a $3,000 paint protection package when in reality, what other purchase do you make with no context if that's a fair price? Very ambiguous what it actually. No, we all cross shop the hell out of anything. Like you looked in the Amazon shopping cart recently that we share. I've been cross shopping stuff for weeks, man. I can't pull the trigger. But then I go into the dealership and I sign up for this No, cross shop it. Do your research. Please do not fall prey for sales tactics in that moment.
And all this time I thought it was CrossFit, but what did I know?
But once you get out of the F&I office, you signed your bank contract, all that fun stuff, you should be good to go. Anything else you need to worry about?
No, you just want to get the salesperson or the delivery specialist to explain your vehicle to you and how all that stuff works. And be prepared not to remember 90% of what it is that they tell you. And if you'd like, make an appointment to come back so that they can do a second delivery for you so that perhaps you'll grasp even more of the items that the car is capable of producing and doing for you.
And please share your success story on caredge.com/community. The success stories are what give us the energy every day to keep doing what we're doing. It's awesome to see people who are empowered and informed save a ton of money and have a really confidence-inspiring time. So share that with our community so that other people can get inspired by it as well.
And hopefully save money.
Awesome, Pops. Thanks so much.
Thank you.